So we're live. This is New Year's Eve. It hasn't sunk in yet as far as all the activity and the craziness. And I know it's New Year's in other parts of the world, like I was almost going to say Ohio. Goodbye, Columbus. No, Australia and the Far East and places like Thailand and a few other places, New York. So I'm going to make this simple and tell a few little stories. But when I was a kid growing up, living at home, I was with mom, and my parents were already divorced, so it was mom, and both my sisters were out, and my brother was in L.A., and I know that on New Year's Eve, this was a tradition, and that my mom and I'd say, Mom, guess what's on at New Year's? We're going to watch. And my mom loved it. And it was Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. And for those of you that already know about Guy Lombardo and the whole New Year's Eve show, it was fantastic. And I would laugh. And mind you, I'm like, 10, 11 years old, and I'm watching all this because, I never was into, even as a kid, when I was formative the years, I wasn't into New Year's Eve. To me, it was just, you know, explosives and alcohol do not make for a good mix. So in any event, but I wasn't okay to go out then anyway, because I'm like 10, 11 years old, so I couldn't drink. So my mother got a kick out of watching Guy Lombardo because my mother was from Brooklyn and it was a big to do, and we'd watch the show, and it would come on about 11:30, so there'd be like a 30-minute sort of upkeek to where he'd go to the reporter Ben. I forgot the last name, but somebody will mention his name. But in any event, Guy Lombardo was a hoot because you had all these old, primarily Jewish people. And some of these guys, they're dancing at the Waldorf Astoria with women, either A, not their nephews, not their cousins or nieces. They were probably, some, shall we say, women on duty, perhaps women, not their wives, too, I was trying to say. And they'd be dancing, these guys, these old Jewish guys. And, there'd be Guy Lombardo in the background at the Waldorf Astoria, which is a real famous, still there, famous hotel in Manhattan, New York City. And it was just hysterical. And you'd see the guy, he'd be doing his thing, it's New Year's Eve. And then, of course, midnight, and they'd play All Lang Syne and all that. That was my New Year's. And my mother got a kick out of it. She used to watch and laugh and laugh, and we all would watch. And that was my New Year's. And New Year's Eve, obviously. But it was so funny. And of course, a long standing tradition that is another goner. Of course, Guy Lombardo hasn't been around for years, but they play that song. It's New Year's Eve. It's New York City. And I see these massive crowds, and they begin lining up, what, a week ago, or not that late, but or early, but you know what I mean. I couldn't deal with that. And usually the weather is frigid, and even when it's not that frigid, you're standing there, and they play the whole thing. But that was my New Year's Eve. And I would look forward to it because it was funny. And again, they're all playing these old standards and, all the old Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. And it was usually real wintry and all that. It was kind of melancholy because it was the end of the season, right? Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then, of course, New Year's Eve, which is a real big, big, big holiday in New York, especially. A lot of people these days, they don't want to deal with it. The crowds, the booze, and all that shit. I understand. I thought I would mention that story, and I don't want to be syrupy because I'm not. Sometimes I can get a little Yeltish, Gittish, whatever the Yiddish word. Sorry, my Yiddish is not that great. Truly, and we've lost so many people, have we, in this world? We just saw it today. We lost Aaron Brown, remember the CNN anchor, and we've lost sports stars and news people and reporters, Linda Lavin, President Carter, among many, many, many others. And folks, you don't need me to tell you this. Everything is put into perspective by the fact that life is so fragile, right? So I can come on here and kvetch about the people that work at Channel 4 or KCBS or KNBR and all that. And I do that. And God willing, I'll still do that with a new setup and standard, which I'll announce, if not New Year's Day, soon after, and that you continue to contribute to this site, which is me. But my point in the little bit of a lecture, semi-lecture, is that, myself included, we take things that are very, very minute and trivial and then turn them into huge things, and they really are not. So have yourself, not a merry. We've done that before. Have a great New Year's, whatever you do, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's being by yourself and carrying on about this ridiculous holiday in many respects. But keep in mind to enjoy yourself. Do have a terrific, healthy, and happy New Year, and not just 2025, really, beyond that. That's such a cliche. Happy New Year. No, Happy New Year's. Okay. And look, I have disagreements with a lot of people. You have disagreements with me, and maybe more than that, and maybe more than that on my end with you. But my point in all of this is we're all here in a limited time, and we should enjoy what we have. Most of us get it, some of us don't. But in the event that some of us don't get it, I want to say on the record to everybody, truly, be safe, be happy, be healthy, enjoy your loved ones if you have them, and don't take them for granted. And tell your mother and your father and anybody that you love them, and have a great, great New Year's Eve and a great New Year's Day and a wonderful 2025 and beyond. Thank you very much, and do be lucky to have life right here, and most of all, right here. Thank you.